The XJ is Jaguar's luxury flagship, the car that's supposed to go up against the BMW 7 Series and the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, of course also not forgetting the Audi A8. So luxury and prestige very much part of this car's makeup, but sportiness and dynamics not always top of mind. So Jaguar have created the Supersport version, a car that carries a badge, doesn't really have that many mechanical differences, but certainly focuses on the fact that this car can give it stick as well. Despite Jaguar's rich and well-established motorsport heritage, a racing circuit isn't the most obvious place to explore the dynamic virtues of the XJ, despite the expectations that the Supersport badge may create. Besides, our test car is the long-wheelbase version of the XJ, which suggests more weight and reduced agility. But since we ended up in the south of Portugal with a quite superb Autodromo de Algarve at our disposal, we jumped at the chance of pushing the XJ to the limit. As it turned out, the big Jag felt much more at home on the track than we expected, and that despite an overall length of 5.15 metres, a width just short of 1.9 metres and a curb weight of 1.9 tonnes. The XJ is a large car, and the Supersport version certainly can't disguise that. The biggest difference here, those large 20-inch wheels. But I have to say, I like the distinctive looks of the vehicle. It's different from the norm, but still unmistakably Jaguar. Having been committed to the slim, almost feline shape of the original 3-box XJ sedan for decades, the brand needed to create something that would stand out from the luxury car crowd. This latest XJ succeeds admirably in establishing a distinctive and innovative presence, but one that still expresses the Jaguar character. The Supersport designation indicates a number of purely cosmetic differences. Offered on both the normal and this long wheelbase version, it gains a number of subtle aerodynamic aids, including an unobtrusive front splitter and a more pronounced rear boot lip, both aimed at boosting stability. The front grille, the lower air intake and the side vents are all finished in glossy black, while the car rides on bigger 20-inch alloy wheels. The result is an appearance that places greater visual emphasis on the XJ's dynamic capabilities, and rightly so. After all, it's easy to forget that the all-aluminium XJ isn't just a luxury wafter, but also an extremely capable driving machine. The interior, however, retains its resolute focus on cosseting its occupants in comfort and style. Whereas the cabins of the XKR, and especially the XKRS, put a lot of emphasis on the sporty character of the car, the XJ Supersport sticks to its luxury guns as far as the interior execution is concerned. It's certainly very distinctive. This particular car has got this combination of cream and burgundy, which is certainly not everybody's cup of tea. But there's also that sense of British craftsmanship, which has always been a Jaguar trait. The Supersport version does benefit from more specifically sculpted bucket seats in the interests of improved support. The piano black finishes are augmented by carbon fiber highlights, and the pedals are stainless steel. But the overall ambiance remains more luxury limo than sporty sedan. Acres of leather create an indulgent space, while the long wheelbase version adds stretch-out legroom for rear occupants. Of course, this top-line model has all the modern conveniences, while the execution oozes a certain traditional charm linked to high-tech features and tactile quality. And then, of course, there is the performance. The XJ might be called a Supersport in disguise, but it's not really meant for the track. It's still a very large and luxurious car, and the damping to some extent is still softer than you'd expect for something that maybe has an element of dynamic intent about it. But having said all that, the car is a lot wieldier than you think. This is a very technical track. There's a lot of sharp corners, and of course in the really tight stuff it does understeer. But I must say, straight line stability wise, it's very impressive. The brakes are brilliant. The car does talk to you a lot. The feedback's excellent. I like the steering, and it's just that when it gets into this sort of tight stuff, there's a lot of weight transfer, and you can feel those big 20-inch wheels and tyres, really struggling to keep the grip going. Of course, it's very quick. On the back straight here, you'll easily get to 200 k's an hour. The 0 to 100 time still under 5 seconds at 4.9. Top speed electronically limited to 250 kilometers an hour. I think for a big luxurious car, this is a lot better on the track than I expected. All of which goes to show that Jaguar's performance pedigree is suitably expressed in the XJ Supersport context. Of course, it helps that the supercharged 5-litre V8 under the bonnet delivers a mighty 375 kilowatts of maximum power and a torque peak of 625 newton meters, which translates into a power-to-weight ratio of 196 kilowatts per tonne. The 6-speed automatic gearbox is as slick and smooth as you'd expect of a car in this league, yet it shifts just quickly enough in sport mode to add to the overall experience. Add big brakes capable of hauling the Jag to a standstill without fuss, and the XJ Supersport emerges as a very swift and very competent executive express. There's no doubt that the XJ is a daring expression of the flagship car art in a segment which is traditionally quite conservative. The Supersport focuses on the dynamic traits of this car, and while it is more of a cosmetic package without any real mechanical differences, it does focus on the fact that the XJ is not just a luxury limousine, but also a driver's car. Jaguar's proven supercharged V8 ensures ample urge, adding real sports car dynamics to its largest and dearest sedan. The result is an involving machine in an unmistakably modern package with all the luxury and tradition the brand epitomizes. The Supersport badge needs more than cosmetics, though.